On my first day as a summer intern at Kepler Industries, I got on the wrong tram. That's it. That's how this started. One wrong tram on the largest orbital shipyard in human space, and 3 months later I can weld a hull seam, read a structural schematic, and name every rivet on a Terran compact destroyer-class warship. I was supposed to go to marketing. I ended up in Shipyard Bay 4. My name is Zara Quinn. I'm 20 years old. I have a degree in communications, and I'm currently helping build the most advanced warship in the compact fleet. Nobody has corrected this mistake because, and I cannot stress this enough, nobody in a shipyard has ever once thought to ask the intern if she's in the right department. They just handed me a helmet and pointed at the scaffolding. The first week I just tried to stay alive. Shipyard Bay 4 is not designed for communications majors. It's a cathedral-sized construction zone where they build warships from the keel up, and everything in it is either extremely heavy, extremely hot, or moving extremely fast. The foreman, Pete Russo, has been building ships for 30 years. He looked at me on day one, said, "You're small, you'll fit in the crawl spaces, grab a torch," and that was my interview. I didn't correct him because I was terrified, and by the time I wasn't terrified anymore, I had already learned how to operate a plasma cutter. Pete has a philosophy about shipbuilding that he repeats daily. Every bolt matters. Every seam matters. 12,000 people are gonna live on this thing, and they're trusting us to get it right. He says this while eating a sandwich with the same hand that's holding a wrench. The man is a paradox wrapped in welding burns. By week 3, I had a routine. I'd report to Bay 4, check the daily build schedule, and spend 8 hours doing whatever Pete needed. Crawl spaces, mostly. The interior sections of a warship have hundreds of junction points that are too small for the welding robots and too tight for most of the crew. But I'm 5'2" and I have small hands, and it turns out that's an actual professional advantage when you're sealing conduit junctions inside the walls of a destroyer. I also accidentally became useful in another way. I have a communications degree. I know how to write clearly. Pete's team had been submitting build reports that engineering kept rejecting because they were, and I'm quoting the engineering chief here, technically a series of grunts formatted as sentences. I rewrote one report as a test. Engineering approved it in an hour instead of the usual week. Pete looked at me like I'd performed magic. "You can make words do that," he said. "That's all they taught you in school. That's the most useful thing I've ever seen." The problem started in month 2 when someone from marketing sent an email asking where their intern was. This email went to human resources. HR sent a message to my official supervisor in marketing, who said she'd never seen me. HR then sent a station-wide inquiry asking if anyone had a Zara Quinn. Pete intercepted it. He came to me with the printout and said, "This says you're supposed to be in marketing." I waited for him to be angry. Instead he said, "Do you want to go to marketing?" I said no. He said, "Then I don't know what this email is about, never seen it, must be a system error." He crumpled it up and threw it in the recycler. The next day, a woman named Nadia Park from middle management showed up in Bay 4 for a routine inspection that was clearly about finding me. Pete had me 30 feet up in the scaffolding running cable. She looked around, checked something on her tablet, and left. Pete didn't even look up from his welding. Month 3 is when things got real. The ship we were building, the ISS Resolve, a compact destroyer, got bumped to priority status. Something about increased tensions near Gate Corridor 7. Suddenly, we had deadlines that actually mattered, corporate oversight teams breathing down our necks, and twice the usual number of efficiency consultants who had never touched a wrench telling us how to work faster. Pete handled this by completely ignoring them. I handled it by writing such thorough progress reports that the consultants couldn't find anything to complain about. Between Pete's experience and my reports, Bay 4 became the highest-rated section in the entire shipyard. The efficiency consultants started using our reports as templates for other bays. Pete thought this was hilarious. 30 years of building ships and they're telling me the intern fixed my paperwork. You know what? Fair. My paperwork was terrible. The ISS Resolve launched last week. I stood on the observation deck with Pete and the rest of Bay 4's crew and watched a warship I helped build slide out of the construction bay and into open space. Her hull was perfect. Every seam, every junction, every bolt right where it should be. Pete didn't say anything for a while. Then he said, "Not bad for a marketing intern." My internship officially ends next month. Kepler HR has sent me 2 offers. One from marketing, with a corner desk and a view of the atrium. One from Shipyard Bay 4, submitted by Pete, handwritten on the back of a build schematic that says, in its entirety, she stays. Russo! I know which one I'm taking. My mother's going to have questions about why her daughter with a communications degree is building warships for a living. I'll tell her what Pete tells everyone. Every bolt matters, every seam matters, and 12,000 people are going to live on this thing. I'm going to make sure they come home. Last night I went back to Bay 4 after everyone had left. The next ship is already being laid down, just the keel so far, a massive spine of metal stretching across the construction floor. I put my hand on it, still warm from the cutting lasers. In 3 months, that keel will be a warship. And somewhere inside it, in the crawl spaces where the robots can't reach, my welds will be holding it together. Nobody will know they're there, but they'll be right. Pete taught me that. You don't build ships for the credit. You build them for the people who'll call them home.